Good afternoon. Good afternoon. In this presentation, I will be reflecting on how globalisation shapes Australian teaching, specifically targeting primary school. I will refer to a genuine example of my own experience to reflect on these ideas. On my placement, I worked with a student who had no English proficiency. I struggled to find ways of approaching this, while a mentor teacher recommended the use of Google Translation when I needed extra support to communicate with the student. So, what does this have to do with globalization? Bagnall in 2013 describes globalization as the increasingly rapid movement of people, technology, and ideas across the world, often faster than schools and institutions can respond to. Healy in 2014 similarly defines it as the worldwide movement of people, goods, and ideas, driven by economic growth and technology. Although you may be wondering, what does globalization mean for education? And I thought the same too, until I realized that globalization has a significant impact on how our classrooms look and interact with every day, and affect our roles and responsibilities as teachers in a global world. Today, I will focus on two aspects of globalization. Number one being cultural and linguistic diversity, and number two is information and technology. Cultural and linguistic diversity refers to the growing range of languages, cultures, and backgrounds students can bring into an Australian classroom. Driven by an increasing global migration. In Australian primary education, this means more students are arriving to school with little to no English, and teachers are increasingly expected to support them, often without a dedicated language specialist for support. The second aspect is information technology, specifically the rapid global spread of digital tools such as translation apps or AI or any new technology. Bagnall explains that globalization drives fast, informal adoption of new technology, often before schools have any clear policies or training in place. My own use of Google Translate to communicate with EALD students is a small but real example of this pattern. So, how do these aspects influence Australian education more broadly? As global migration continues, Australian classrooms will likely need greater EALD staffing and more consistent professional learning for teachers. At the same time, digital tools like AI and translation apps are becoming more common in classrooms, often faster than any official school guidance or policy can keep up with. Without a clear policy, technology use can vary a lot between classrooms, which risks disadvantaging some students more than others. So what are some recommendations for teachers or pre-service teachers in understanding the implications around globalization in the classroom? Here are some things that beginning teachers can actually do. My first recommendation is to recognize everyday behavior or classroom practices as small examples of a much bigger global pattern. In practice, this means designing lessons with student support in mind, using visual aids and physical demonstrations alongside verbal instructions, and pairing EALD students with a peer buddy to be able to strengthen their communication skills. My second recommendation is to not rely on translation technology or any new technology alone. Raise new technology use with your mentor or school leadership and advocate for a clear and school-wide guidance on using AI or any new translation tools. This helps ensure technology is there to genuinely support our students' understanding, rather than becoming an unplanned or quick fix. Globalization isn't a distant or abstract concept. It shapes real, everyday moments in Australian classrooms, like the one I experienced. By recognizing these patterns and building flexible, proactive support, beginning teachers can respond to a genuinely globalized classroom with confidence. Thank you for watching.